Varimixers are used for mixing large quantities of ingredients from bread dough to coleslaw. In our kitchen, we have both a 20 and 30 quart mixer. The 30 quart sits on the ground and the 20 quart is raised. Both mixers have safety guards that lift up to allow easy access to the bowl and accessories of the mixers. If the mixers are on and the safety guard is raised, the mixer automatically shuts off. The 30 quart bowl sits on the U-shaped arms of the mixer and does not have any clasps, while the 20 quart bowl fits in a lock and key fashion onto the core of the mixer and secures onto a movable clamp on the U-shaped arms. Each mixer has accessory attachments that are used to complete certain styles of mixing and are stored underneath the 20 quart mixer in a bin covered in plastic wrap. There are a set of larger attachments for the 30 quart mixer and a set of smaller attachments for the 20 quart mixer. There are whips which can be used for whipping egg whites in recipes such as meringue, dough hooks which are used for mixing, kneading, and forming dough, and paddles which are used for a basic mixing of ingredients such as coleslaw. Each accessory attaches onto the center pole by inserting and twisting the accessory lock into its place. The bowl must be lowered by turning the side lever, and the safety guard must be raised in order to attach the accessories. Once the accessories are attached and the safety guard is lowered, the bowl must be raised by turning the side lever back up, and then the mixing can begin. The flour guard is a separate accessory that attaches to the outside of the mixing bowl that allows for adding ingredients while the mixer is running. This should only be used for dry ingredients. To adjust the speed of the mixer, there is another side lever with RPM markings that indicate the mixing speed, with the marking of 1 indicating the slowest speed and the marking of 3 indicating the fastest. Adjustment of the speed should begin before hitting start. On the face of both of the Varimixers, there are timer knobs that automatically hold the speed of mixing for up to 15 minutes. There is also a hold option that will allow for consistent mixing for an infinite amount of time. This should be set prior to pressing the green start button. If the knob is turned to 0, the mixer will not start. To stop the mixer before the time runs out, press the red stop button. To disassemble the mixer and accessories after use, the bowl must be lowered via the side lever and the safety guard must be raised. To clean the Varimixers, the bowl and attachments must be washed in the dish area, and the body of the mixer should be washed, rinsed, and sanitized. Convection ovens are used for cooking foods quickly and evenly because of internal fans which circulate hot air. Cakes, pies, breads, and roasts are all examples of food that are cooked in a convection oven. Before putting anything into the convection oven, the oven must be turned on by pressing the power button on the face of the oven, and also must be preheated by selecting the set button and adjusting the temperature by turning the knob underneath. To open the oven, you must stand to the left of the oven doors and pull the black handle, which will cause both of the oven doors to open at the same time. When opening the door, it is important to open the door slightly, pause, and let hot air release from the oven. Then you can proceed to fully open the oven doors. To close the oven, the black handle on the left oven door must be pushed closed. There is no need to ever touch the right oven door while the oven is in use. There are 6 movable racks in the oven that food can be placed on. Oven mitts must be always used when putting food into the oven or taking food out. These are located on top of the convection oven. Once the food is placed in the oven and the oven doors are closed, there are buttons you can select to adjust the cooking process. There are high and low fan speeds, as well as a pulse fan setting that, according to the Garland website, allows for better browning and even cooking. There is also an auto setback button that will cool the oven automatically after 30 minutes of non-usage as a safety feature. There is also a cook and hold button that allows you to cook food and then hold it at a different temperature that you preset. There is also a light button that will illuminate the inside of the oven so that food can be checked visibly without releasing heat and prolonging the cooking process. The cool down button allows for rapid cool down of the oven. To clean the oven, remove all 6 racks and clean in the dish pit. The external and internal parts of the oven can be washed and rinsed, and the external part can be sanitized. Analog scales are used for measuring the weight of ingredients in pounds and ounces so that precise measurements can be obtained for recipes. There are two different analog scales in our kitchen. One measuring up to 25 pounds, which is useful when measuring large quantities of ingredients such as flour. This scale has small ticks in increments of 4 ounces and large bolded ticks in increments of 1 pound. The other analog scale has a maximum 5-pound limit and is useful for measuring small amounts of ingredients such as yeast or spices. This scale has ticks in increments of 1 ounce. Before you place anything on either scale, remove any plastic wrap that is covering the scale. Then you must make sure that the scale is zeroed by turning the knob and lining up the red marker with the 0. If you are measuring ingredients in a vessel, such as a bowl or measuring cup, be sure to zero the scale with the empty vessel before adding the ingredients. Both scales can be cleaned first by removing any remaining food debris and then washing, rinsing, and sanitizing. After cleaning, make sure to cover the weighing surface of the scale in plastic wrap and store properly.